We have to enable all of our citizenry to participate in this next generation of opportunity. The U.S. today, you all know this, our borders are basically closed. Okay. You know, we've got immigration laws and political conflict that, in essence, we are not importing labor anymore. And as we need to grow as a society, we need people. I always tell people the biggest issue, the most scarce asset we have on this planet today are software programmers. There's 8 billion people on the planet. There's only 26 million of us who write software for a living. And it is that software that is required to digitize every industry on the planet. Automotive, healthcare, finance, banking. All of it is now requiring tools and systems that are digital in nature, can learn the tools of this craft in a way that they can participate effectively long term.
And these Adinkra codes look like designs on clothing and patterns. When you turn these designs into three-dimensional structures, they become something called error-correcting codes. And Professor James S. Gates, a black professor who used to be the science advisor for Obama when he was in office, he's now the professor, I believe, at the University of Maryland in supersymmetry and theoretical physics.
In the mathematical context of such equations, we have discovered that there are mathematical structures that are indistinguishable from error-correcting codes.
That the entire ether, in other words, everything this soup that we're operating in throughout the entire universe is running on a specific code. It's called an Adinkra code. It's called error-correcting codes. The same exact kind of codes that run search engines and web browsers.
These old books are the proof of such predictions. In the first place, we have dear old Mother Shipton. She was not very handsome, but one of the greatest seeresses of all times. Living in 1450 AD, she actually predicted the discovery of America, the discovery of gold in California, the invention of airplanes and submarines.
This is just about probability. There are many, many simulations. These simulations are, you might as well call them reality, or you could call them multiverse.
These simulations, you believe, are created? Like someone has manufactured?
They're running on a substrate. I think most likely, if we're a simulation, it's really boring outside the simulation. Because why would you make a simulation that's boring? You'd make a simulation way more interesting than base reality.
That is, if this right now is a simulation.
Yes.
So it might not be a simulation here, but it most likely is, you feel, other places.
This notion of place or where is a...
flawed?
Yes.
Why are they still stuck with their television? They're now 17 years old and 18 years old, but in their minds, it is still in John Wayne movies. That the truth is never brought out to the American people.
Is there anything in this world that wasn't first imagined? Name one thing or point out one thing in this world for me that is now considered to be real that wasn't first only imagined. What is now proved was once only imagined. Therefore, this is a true statement. All things were made by him, and he is your own wonderful human imagination. All objective reality is solely produced through imagining. The clothes you wear, the chairs in which you are seated, this in which we are now placed. Everything was once only imagined. Now tonight, find out exactly what you, not what they think you ought to want, what you want. Ask no one's permission. You don't need any man's permission. You don't need your own decision. What do I want? And then await the inevitable. The inevitable is you're going to resurrect it and objectify it on the screen of space. And then the world will call it real. And they may not believe you. It doesn't really matter. If you tell them it came to pass because you simply imagined it.
So, my advice if you're early on is, you've got the internet. There are lots of people there to give you the information. Find someone who cares about this. Remember, they've been doing it for a very long time. Take it slow, learn the little pieces, get excited about it, and then keep the big project you want to build in mind. You'll get there soon enough because, as a wise man once said, life is long. Sometimes it doesn't seem that long, but it is long, and you'll have enough time to build it all out. All the information is out there, but start small.
I'm not entirely sure where this started, but as long as I can remember, bugs have had this relationship to guilt when it comes to software development. That a bug is a representation of our human failings as programmers, as designers, as product makers, which I think is quite unfortunate when it's so prevalent. Like, if bugs were something that very rarely happened and it only happened through sheer negligence or malice, okay, fair enough, we could assign all this guilt to it because it is something that would be clearly preventable. Now, there's basically only two types of software that does not have bugs, either the kind of stuff that doesn't get used by anyone, or the stuff that is so simple it can fit on a single sheet of paper. Anything more complicated than that will have bugs.
Through excessive thinking, they have lost touch with reality. That's to say, we confuse signs, words, numbers, symbols, and ideas with the real world.
You have a viewpoint, a perspective. It's like the lens on a camera. And it's through that lens that you view the world and you view people and you view events. And no two people see the same event in the same way. Your attitude, how you look at the world, will determine what you get in life. So if you're focusing on all the obstacles, if you're focusing on the government, if you're focusing on COVID, if you're focusing on this person didn't give me that thing, my parents didn't give me that thing, that's you creating your attitude. You're building it.
Do you know what the most advanced machine on this planet is? Us, right? The human mind and the human body is the most advanced machine on this planet. If I took a knife and I made a slit on my arm, in a week it would heal itself. I took a knife and I slit my MacBook Pro and it did not heal itself. I'm like, what a waste of money, right? We're the most advanced tool, yet we never learn about ourselves and we never leverage us to be better in our life. We turn to other things and have these crutches, right? So even like meditation now, we turn to technology. In meditation now, you can wear like a headset, while we meditate, that measures your brain waves and then changes the music that's playing, based on how your heart is beating or your brain waves, and it gives you reports. Like, why?
Everything is an illusion. Nothing is real. I've had people go through the death experiences, and after they've died and they're on the spirit side, they look back at the life and they'll say, it was just a play. I can see all the actors on stage getting ready to come out and play their parts. I can see the actors in the wings getting ready to come on. And they said, but when I was there, it was so hard and so difficult. But now that I'm on the other side, it was like a blink of an eye. We get caught up in the illusion. So you are the producer, director, and actor in your own play. You're also the script writer. But the script is being written as it goes along. You know what that means? You can change the script anytime you want. You're the writer. You're the actor. You don't like the way the scene is going? Change it.
There's an if statement in there. How many people have been killed because that if statement failed? And the answer to that is several dozen people have been killed by the failure of the software in the cars. You and I rule the world. Other people think they rule the world, but then they write those rules down and give them to us, and we write the rules that execute in the machines that make everything in our society happen. Our society does not rightly understand yet just how important we are, just how much they depend upon us. And we, programmers, don't quite understand that either. Every once in a while, someone will get a hint that, oh, maybe these programmers are actually pretty important.
Only way to learn programming, I think, and the only way everyone I've ever met who can program well learned it all in the same way. They had something they wanted to do, and then they tried to do it. And then they were like, oh, well, okay, this is kind of, it'd be nice if the computer could kind of do this thing. And then, that's how you learn. You just keep pushing on a project.
It's like we're solving problems for people, or we're providing entertainment to people. We're doing something of value to people that's displacing something else in their life. So we want to be providing a net value over what they could be doing, but instead they're choosing to use our products. And that's where, it sounds trite or corny, but I fundamentally do think that's how you make the world a better place. If you have given more value to people than it took you and your team to create, then the world's a better place. People have, they've gone from something of lesser value, chosen to use your product, and their life feels better for that. And if you've produced that economically, that's a really good thing.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. We know the air is unfit to breathe and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
I know that neurophysiologically, anger is a multidimensional emotion. It activates positive emotion systems and negative emotion systems simultaneously. For any given person, being angry might be associated with a predominance of approach motivation, right? Positive emotion, and a relative decrement of negative emotion. And for other people, that would be reversed.
Keep romance from fading away. Enjoy smoother shaves. Live in a more comfortable home. Take off ugly fat. Achieve success.
John, you mean...
That's right, Mary. I got the promotion. Starting tomorrow, I'm no longer just a shipping clerk. I'm chairman of the board.
And it's all because of...
Your product here. Thus, your name here, Dory.
I hate Plan B because we have so many doubters, as I've said earlier, the no-sayers. We have so many of those people that say no and you can't do it, it's impossible. That is okay because we just turn off, as I said earlier, and we listen and we hear the no being a yes. You can't do it, you can do it, and all of that. So that is possible to do that amongst all the negative people around you. But when you start doubting yourself, that's very dangerous. Because now what you're basically saying is that if my plan doesn't work, I have a fallback plan, I have a plan B. And that means that you start thinking about plan B, and every thought that you put into plan B, you're taking away now that thought and that energy from plan A. To understand that we function better if there is no safety net, because plan B becomes a safety net. It says that if I fail, then I fall and I get picked up and I have something else there that will protect me. And that's not good, because people perform better when there's no safety net. People perform better in sports and everything else if you don't have a plan B. I'm telling you, I've never ever had a plan B.
Of a maker. I want to make stuff, whether that's software or 3D or designs or building teams or companies. Or I want to make stuff. That's my passion. And the money is a means. And sometimes you need it to do something big. So you have to work, make money, and then you can do something with it. But the real satisfaction is in making something.
Because if you're thinking, then you're not taking action. And if you're not taking action, then there's no consequence. And if there's no consequence, then there's nothing to be afraid of. So I think that the overthinking can be an excuse for actual fear. And same thing with I'm a perfectionist. That's also fear. It's fear of not being perfect. And then on top of that, low confidence. Well, if you have low confidence, guess what? You're afraid. Your confidence is low. You're not sure of yourself, so you sit around and think about doing it instead of actually doing it.
I don't give a shit. Nobody, don't you understand? Nobody cares about all the trials and tribulations of your fucking weak, cut life. Don't you understand that? What the fuck do I have to do here? You fucking morons.
You know, because if you're smart and you can use a computer, you're so smart it's just absolutely unbelievable, right? And if you can't use a computer, and lots of people, and I don't mean, you know, you can open Word. That isn't what I mean. I mean, maybe I mean you can program, and if you can't program, well, you're right at the next end. So if you haven't got that with you, you're going to be left behind.
I said fuck them. I didn't let none of that shit stop me from doing anything that I wanted to do.
Trust your instincts, because that instinct is who God made you to be. God has something inside of you, and when you walk down the street, you're thinking about it, and then you just see it in the window. And you go down another street, and you see the same thing, or you're thinking about a number, and that number pops up, or you see it on a license plate. And that's just, you know, something is trying to say, be the maximum you. And God won't give you anything that you can't handle. So for me, everything is a yes. I think they say be like water. I know Bruce Lee said that. Or matter of fact, just be. Because we are beings with engineering opportunities.
And Sawabana means I see you. It means I know you are here. I know who you are. I respect you. I am willing to engage with you. Is there anything our customers want more than Sawabana? To be seen, to be known, to be people. If we are willing to extend ourselves this way, we get the chance for enrollment. Enrollment means, yes, I want to go on this journey with you. Enrollment means I will follow your lead. Enrollment means you're not doing marketing to me, it means you're doing it with me.
My name is Winter Jones, and I created this documentary to inspire you to create your own digital web products. Creating your own digital web products has helped me and my family make millions and millions of dollars online. Literally, throughout my entire life, since I was 14 years old, I was able to pull money from the computer and transform it into rent, groceries, entertainment, and experiences in the real world. I was able to turn the intangible, which is everything online, and turn it into tangible experiences. I was a part of the initial team that created the editor, the front-end UI, and was a part of the vision of creating a massive transformation in the market. I want to teach you about HTML, JavaScript, and Ruby on Rails on how to create your own digital web products. These are the technologies used to create ClickFunnels. By putting your email down below, I want to send you a gift. I want to send you my book, Half General, Half Soldier. I also want to send you the manual, which is the technical manual, which is going to teach you about direct response marketing, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Ruby on Rails. And it's also going to give you a bunch of blueprints on products that you can create to get you started. I also want to send you a deck of cards called the Map, which is a tool of transformation, which is 50 cards and includes products, content, traffic, audience, so that you can map out your funnel. I want to send all of this to you for free. So by putting your email address below and getting access to the course, become part of the 0.35% of software developers or the scribes of the digital world. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.